Three claps, your boy Swain's back at it again. Swain Swaggy Sense. And first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to all my subscribers. Shout out to all my homies in the fragrance game. Once again, for all the birthday wishes that I have received from y'all. I appreciate it. It's another year around the sun. Okay. 34 has gotten me to a point where your mentality changes. You know, obviously you're getting older, your perspective changes, somewhat of your personality changes because of some responsibilities and priorities switching up on you. But I think it's always a good thing when you get into a certain position in your life as you age, you know, wisdom and lessons and also mistakes and everything that's sort of kind of may suck at sometimes, but in all hindsight, there is some type of reasoning behind it so we can grow, you know. So that was my whole sermon. But for today's video, I have a fragrance today, and it's going to be my first impression, my first review, and it's going to be from the house of Lattafa, and that's going to be Lattafas. I'm gonna do my best. Once again, I'm getting better with these Middle Eastern fragrance names. Sheikh, Shuyukh. All right, so this is the box. I'm not gonna open the box yet, but this is what we're going to be doing our first impressions. I gotten this in the mail, and I am quite happy because, you know, we only have a couple of months, or excuse me, a couple of weeks until fall actually is fall. So luckily I had gotten this before that time comes, and we're gonna break this down to see what everyone was talking about. So without further ado, let's get into this review. So since I had already gave you a preview of the box, I took the bottle out of the box, and this is what the bottle looks like right here. And also I mispronounced the whole name, and there's some other things with it. So this has the al in between the Sheikh and the Shuyukh, and it's Sheikh al Shuyukh, and it's the Luxe edition. And I can understand why it is somewhat called the Luxe edition, because, you know, when you think of luxury, you think of gold, you think of fancy, and this bottle is definitely showing off what that means. Okay, plastic cap, and I'm going to spray it on paper first, and then I'm gonna spray it on my hand, because it is, from what I've heard in the reviewers that have reviewed this fragrance, it is pretty potent. You know, it has that oody, real not pungent, but just very heavy aroma, you know, and I don't need that to be on me, or I don't need that to be in my room so much. Even if it smells good, you know, I just don't want to overpower my olfactory, you know, in terms of my senses. You know, I don't want to kill them Jones. All right. So on paper, it has similar reminiscence personally of Lattafa's Body El Oud, and I think that was their take on, or Amethyst, Body El Oud Amethyst, and that was their take on Initio's, I believe, Atomic Rose, and it has this type of reminiscence of that fragrance, to be honest with you. From my understanding, the reviewers, and from what I have read, they have put out that it does have some characteristics of the MFK's Oud Satin Mood. I haven't smelled that fragrance, so I can't really give y'all my take on that, but I will say that it is a solid fragrance, very potent. I have it on my hand too. I had already sprayed it. So now on skin, it's, you know, you only need maybe like 2 sprays of this stuff, and this is definitely a fall and winter, maybe nighttime fragrance. Some people aren't really into the oody, you know, church type of vibe smell, because from the oud you have some type of incense type of flavor in here as well. But, you know, some of the notes from what I can recall is, you know, you have some patchouli in here, amber and broxin. You also have vanilla in here, rose, of course, that's the first top note. You know, you have, I believe, some other floral notes in here. I'm gonna look some up real quick.
1 hour later.
So you also do have caramel in this, okay? That was one of the things that I have didn't mention. So caramel, rose, patchouli, some ambroxan, amber, woody type of nuances in this fragrance. And I'll spray this in the air. It's okay, you know, the spray is all right, but right now, that first initial spray, if you put your face in that, it's gonna burn your nostril here. I'm telling you. But in all honesty, it's a solid fragrance. I would wear this personally, you know, at a luxurious event, like something that I know I have to dress up, something that I want to feel sophisticated and rich, you know. And this is a very elegant bottle. You would see this to be put in your collection, and one of the areas of your collection, which I'll put it in mine, of the scents that I feel like are going to mostly be popped from, you know, those certain events, like those high class events, or even if I just want to, you know, impress or anything like that, or be different. This is definitely a different type of fragrance than your regular standard commercial fragrances, you know. And it's perfectly cheap, you know. Like I said, I gotten this off of Amazon for about $20, and I'm gonna get some more wear. Once again, this is my first initial impression, and so far it's good. You know, on the dry down, you have that vanilla, the prominent note of vanilla, and the rose is still, you know, intertwined with this, since that's the top note. So, you know, hopefully I'm gonna give this some wear when it gets cooler, so I can get some reviews on for myself. And yeah, and I'm glad that I got this, like I said, before fall, because I definitely am ready and excited to use some of the fragrances that I definitely didn't use or wasn't able to use because for whatever reason. But glad I picked this up, perfectly cheap. Check it out if you want to, if you're into certain scents and smells of the oud rose dynamic and the blending of those two things. Okay, so this is from the house of Lattafas, and that is Sheikh al Shuyukh. All right, so that was my first initial impression on this fragrance. Hopefully you have gained a lot of knowledge from my description of this fragrance, and if it has anything to do with your type of scent profile, then I would recommend you grab this. If not, then maybe you can refer it to another friend that likes these types of smells. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Hit that notification bell just to let you know that your boy is still posting these fragrance reviews, as well as looking on my community tab, just in case if anyone else is not up to date with what I'm doing. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.